Welcome. I just finished the portable router table, and so I thought I'd show it to you. Like I said, I didn't really take the time to take a video how I made this because some of it was fly by the seat of my pants. But just to show you first that it's pretty mobile, just push down one time and it just moves around. And this is a pretty heavy cabinet. There is a lot of stuff in here, and there's a heavy top on it. So anyway, I'll get you a little closer here in a minute and let you kind of look at it. Hopefully you can see this reasonably well, but anyway, just to show you what I did with the top here I am, is this top is an 1.5 inch board that I got on sale at Woodcraft and cut it up, and so I put the clamping, Kreg clamping system, because I'm going to use this for mostly for that kind of a thing. Dang it. I'm up against this, so I gotta pull it out of the way. Sorry about that. Anyway, I've got these little clamps, and they can go on anywhere and clamp down. So that's kind of cool, and I'll use that probably more than anything because of you don't use a router table all the time, and the way it's actually in here is, you can see underneath there's a strip here that fits in the miter slot. So anyway, I take that away, and there's my router table, and down here I have all my routers and other odds and ends. It's a nice heavy, it's a 150-pound door thing, and then other router parts here, and then I put my Forstner bits in here because it's always been a pain where I've had them, and this was a perfect place for them. And then here's router bits, and they're these are the 1/2 inch ones. Now it's not all I have, but I have other ones in boxes where they're all for the same thing. And here's some 1/4 inch, and again I have some of those in boxes where maybe roundovers are all in one spot, and so on. Here's where my wrenches are that I use for the router. And here is some specialty bits and pieces for the routers. This drawer was a last minute thing. In fact, I took this apart to get this drawer in and put a new dado in because I was going to have the power here, but what I did was I changed my mind, and let me move this up a little bit. I changed my mind on the router on putting doors here and then dust collection in the back, because I never get very much dust down here, and when I get down there and just sweep out with a broom, most of the dust I get is from the fence up here. This is a new Incra lift, which is kind of cool. It has these, they're metal zero clearance plates, and lots of different sizes that it comes with. But what's neat about it, because I've been used to having to unscrew 3 screws every time I did the old router lift, so these fit on, and they're magnetic. See, I got to pull pretty hard to get that off. And I like this lift because I can, right now I have I think it's a 2 horsepower Porter Cable 892 or something like that. Anyway, it's a well-used router, but I can put a 3.5 horsepower, 3.25 horsepower, whatever they are, in this also, so it'll fit those, and it's really nice. It completely comes above the table, so I can put my bits in it. The fence I also made. One thing I like about this table, this phenolic top, and I got that on sale at Woodcraft, is that it not only has a miter slot, but it also has a T slot, which I can, what I do is I have a piece that fits in the T slot that has a pin, and so I can adjust that pin clear back to here, and I can make a circle with a spiral bit, and they're perfect. They just come out perfect, and you're way away from it, and you just turn this square board, and all of a sudden it's a circle. It's just fantastic. Now you can see my wires, they go back behind here and back into this, so I really didn't need that space for wires. And then this is the fence that I built. I ordered this from Peachtree, and this aluminum part that's really made for a fence. And then I took some of that applewood stuff, or whatever it's called, Baltic birch, and glued 2 pieces of that together. And I also, this phenolic top that I got the deal of a lifetime at Woodcraft, I got it for $80, and they're about $250. But I did have to route in this channel to be able to hook this up. I also have it so that the dust collection goes in the back. And what I like about the height here is that I can put feather boards taller in here and put a little more pressure, because I have a T-track rather than, because I make these things. I have, like you can see, I have extra ones of those, so that as if I want to make a zero clearance, I've made some of these. I just glue some stuff together in MDF and make those, and I route in the track. But I wouldn't want to hold anything super tight, I guess. I mean, it seems to work pretty well. But anyway, so that's how it works. And also, I take on this outfeed side, I have the cutting, those plastic cutting boards that you get that are real thin, and I cut those so that I can actually slide those in and bring this out from probably a 64th to a 32nd of an inch, and I can actually use this as a joiner, for an edge joiner. And it works really well, because I've used it on the old one that way. But anyway, this thing is just perfect. So I also I used this before too. This is kind of more of a safety device that goes in here for bringing some things in this way where they're shorter. I've got some protection, and so I've got that kind of hooked on there. And like I said, this thing moves around, and this is very, very heavy. Also, what I did, you can see I've got 2 kind of furniture type screws with big heads in there. Those, there's 4 of them, 1 on each corner, and if I pull those off, this actually would sit on a bench or something else. This is there's 2 pieces of 3/4 plywood here. One is the top of this section, the other is the bottom of this one, and they come apart. And so it would take probably 2 people to lift it, but it could be deemed even more portable by doing that. I don't think I'll ever use that, but I thought I would do it because all it took was just a piece of an extra piece of 3/4 plywood, and it actually made it easier to put. I built this in literally 2 pieces at that point, so it worked really well. And these drawers, again, they're not a lot to them, just a piece of 3/4 plywood. I had some of these magnetic things that were clearance at Woodcraft, and bought a bunch of those, and use those in here. Now that the my Forstner bits, what I did with those, and you may or may not be able to see, is in there is plastic tubing. And I found plastic tubing that basically is the same. It'll take a while for this to work in, and then they'll come out pretty easy. But it's about the same size as these, and so they fit right in there. And the more I use them, they'll move in pretty easily, but they won't chatter or hit each other or anything like that. And I had a leftover piece of this Kreg clamping stuff, so I put that over here so that I could store these clamps along the side, because this is probably the only place I'm going to use those. And anyway, that is all she wrote. That's it, I guess. Anyway, I'll take some closer pictures here in a second. Thank you.